Well, hey guys, and welcome back to the homestead, and welcome back to Seed Saving Wednesday. So today I'm out in the garden, and one thing I want to go ahead and go do is harvest some of my onion seeds. I've got 2 or 3 plants here that I think are pretty well dry, and I want to go ahead and go harvest those. And I want to bring you along on that journey. So let me turn you around and show you what's going on. Okay, so this is the first one I want to go ahead and harvest. It looks pretty dry here. So I'm just going to kind of take my cutters here and cut that off right about there. And come down and kind of grab it real quick. And we'll put that in the bag. Let me put you on pause while the train goes by. Okay, I think the train is gone now, so let me go ahead and cut this one too. As I was taking a look, I'm going to just go ahead and harvest all of these guys here. So I'm going to come down here and just kind of cut this right about here. Let me grab a hold of it. So what that does is just kind of puts the scapes or puts the seed pods in the bucket. I'm going to go ahead and harvest, pull that out also. I'm going to kind of leave the onions there and let them kind of dry out a little bit. Let me go ahead and go harvest this one. Kind of put it in the basket. I think I got one more over here, right here. Kind of go ahead and cut him off as well. Kind of come put him over here. And hopefully I'm doing this right. I'm going to come pick this guy. One, two, three. There's the other one. That gives me 4 onions there and 4 seed pods there. So let me go inside and kind of start getting these separated so I can harvest the seeds. And then we'll show you once these guys bolt, what the insides of a bolted onion looks like as well. So we'll come back and show you what that looks like. Okay guys, so we are back inside now after harvesting the onions. It's probably been a little bit of time, but we want to go ahead and get these onions and see how many seeds we can get harvested off of these. So let's go ahead and get these bags removed. So the idea here is we'll take that out, and then hopefully, if you can see all these. So what I'm trying to do here is just kind of go through and break these up and hopefully get some seeds out of them. These are kind of out of hand, not looking like they're real dry. I may need to let these dry just a little bit more. There's a couple of them I'm seeing in there. This one's not as dry as it should be. So I may have screwed up here. These are still kind of damp. So I'm going to put this one back in and let it kind of maybe dry out a little bit. Let's try another one and see what we come up with. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. These are also feeling a little bit on the moist side. Basically all I'm doing is rubbing my fingers over the flowers and trying to break everything up. You can still feel a lot of the moisture in that one, so I'm going to kind of put him up and let him dry. Let me take a look at these two. That one looks, these actually both look pretty relatively dry. This one should be the driest. It's the smallest little head here. Like I said, I'm not by any means an expert at doing this, so this is, I did this once before and I happened to hit it just right, but I didn't, this was way before I was filming on YouTube, so I actually got quite a few from that one, but I think I'll let them dry. Conditions were a little bit more. This year has been kind of one of those years in which everything has been wet. What I'm doing, these feel dry anyway, but what I'm not seeing is a ton of, there's a few of them in there. All I'm doing is kind of trying to break everything up so I can break the seeds away from the chaff. And I can see some black in there. I don't know if you can kind of see that. I'll give you a close-up here in a minute. So let's try this one. There's a whole lot of seeds that didn't develop on that one, looks like. Again, I'm kind of just going through here, trying to break up each one of the flowers, which will hopefully separate out the seeds from the flower head. I'm just kind of running them through my fingers here. What I'm not seeing is a whole ton of seeds at this point. These felt a whole lot drier than the other ones. So what I'm going to go do, I've got another little sieve. I'm going to put these in and kind of run them over and see if we can separate some of the chaff from the seeds and see if we can actually get any seeds from this. Otherwise, this might be, I think there's a few seeds in here, but not a lot. So I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I've got this little colander here. It's not a real big one or anything like that, but I'm going to kind of put that in here. This may be a little bit bigger, but I'm going to try to just kind of break some of these through and see what I can come up with. These might still need to kind of dry out a little bit. A lot of these are still kind of damp. And there may not have been a whole lot of seeds on here that actually developed as well. I may have made a mistake and kind of jumped the gun here a little bit. Well, I'm seeing a few seeds coming, that are kind of coming through here. I think the rest of these are pretty damp and kind of need to dry out a little bit. But from what little bit I've got here, let me bring you close and kind of show you what I'm talking about. Hopefully you can see them. There's a bunch of little black dots in there, and those would be all the seeds. Of course, trying to winnow those out and get those separated, that's going to be a fun little challenge. So anyway, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go put these up and let these dry a little bit more, and then we'll come back at a later date and go ahead and try to separate the seeds out and get these set up. So in the meantime, I want to show you what onions look like once they've bolted and gone to seed, what the actual bulbs will look like once you kind of go harvest them, and why you want to harvest them, why you really don't want them to go to seed if you're going to plan on using them for actual onions. So let me turn you around and show you that. Okay, so here are the 4 onions that we have that we just harvested. So bring a little bowl here. So let's kind of cut these up and see what we got going here. Put in a little trash bowl here. Put the little wrappers in. That's a Rachel Ray trick. Have a little bowl to put all your food scraps in. In this case, it's a whole bunch of onion peelings. Now we harvested the onion. You can use some of it, but I'll show you in a minute. Watch this thing prove me to be completely wrong when I do this. That's a nice flat onion right there. I'll cut that in half. Now if you can see right here, that's the whole onion core. That's actually, as I'm looking at that, that's actually not bad. It'll be the same thing on this side here. That right there's kind of the core piece where that's where the seed and stuff was coming out. So that's actually not, it's not too bad. Kind of slice the root part off of there. As we quarter that, this is actually a lot better than I was expecting. We've done them in the past. You know, forgive me, my eyes are starting to water already. So these are actually not looking too bad as far as onion bits to be done. So I just kind of go ahead and put those chunks in a bowl here to be what the inside of these onions look like. You know, these didn't go out and dry or anything like that. They're gonna have to be used up pretty quick. And my wife knows I'm putting these in there so she can go ahead and use them. Just trying to peel an onion here. So we'll go ahead and go here and cut that part off. That's really not bad. But typically, when you've got one in the past, what we've seen is the center part that comes through here, that takes up a lot of the onion. And you really can't do a whole lot with that. So we'll kind of put that and we'll save that. And I mean, that's still quite a bit of onion. That's just from 4 onions. That's a full-blown bowl of onions there. And we'll save that for later. So that's not what I was expecting on these onions. I was expecting a pretty good sized core, especially some of those that had a very large seed scape coming out of it. I was expecting those to be a whole lot different than that. So, you know what? When you're doing this live and you're doing this on the first time, you never know exactly what you're going to get. So that's what we got for this week. This is a little different Seed Saving Wednesday. So God bless. Have a great week, and we'll see you on the next video.